Saints, and I hope that you're doing really well and enjoying this wonderful week and this wonderful Earth Day. For those of you who are following our Bible challenge, doing our Bible challenge, or just want to watch a video of a random pastor talking about the Bible, you are in the right place. This is a preview for week 17 of our Bible reading. So we're getting close to halfway point. We're right at the 1/3 point, and it's pretty exciting. In this week's reading, we're starting off in 2 Kings chapter 4, and it begins with the bulk of the ministry of Elisha, who is the protege of Elijah. And so we hear some different stories about Elisha and the widow, Elisha healing people, Elisha feeding people. We also run into two of the most famous and notorious figures when it comes to the kingship and queenship of Israel. And that is the power couple Ahab and Jezebel. And so you'll learn a little bit about Ahab, you'll learn about Jezebel. And the really cool thing is that during this week's reading, you'll read about how awful Ahab was, and nonetheless, how even Ahab was able to turn it around. So I hope you'll enjoy that. You'll hear about how Jezebel meets a somewhat unfortunate end. Throughout this reading of this week, you'll be hearing a lot about kings. It makes sense since we're in the book of 2 Kings. A lot of the kings were bad. Some of the kings were kind of good. One of the kings was really good. That is King Josiah. King Hezekiah was also really good as well. And so I invite you to read a little bit about them, looking at the different folks in these chapters to come. You might recognize some of the names. Some of the better kings during this time have become popular names like Joash and Asa, and to a lesser extent Hezekiah, but Josiah is also a really popular name. And so basically, during this week's reading, we will follow the rise and fall of different kings in Israel and Judah. We'll also enter the exile. In chapter 17, the northern kingdom of Israel will be taken into exile by Assyria. And at the end of the reading that we'll do this day, next week, chapter 25, Judah will also fall and will be taken off to exile by Babylon. And so we encounter them in the midst of a troubling and yet still somewhat stable time in the monarchy, and in the end, they're all in exile. So the narrative takes a big turn, and I hope you will enjoy reading all of it, and I look forward to seeing you soon.